All righty, we're going to get started right now. I wanted to say good morning. Um, my name is Joseph Baez, and I am the Director of Corporate Training at E&I. I would like to thank you for joining me during this webinar today. And I would also like to thank you for your continued partnership with E&I. E&I hopes that there's continual good health and safety for everybody out there. The COVID-19 pandemic uh, presents a range of challenges and stressors in our personal and professional lives. As the norm of everyday life has changed, our perception during this stressful time must provide our greatest chance of maintaining a balance between work and life. Today, I offer guidance to help you navigate the unique situations that your staff will encounter over the coming weeks and how your EAP resources will assist you through this time. So our agenda today is pretty simple. We are going to look at the impact of COVID-19 and how it's affected our workforce today. We're going to look at the Mental Health America assessment that has been done and look at some of the studies that have come out as a result of that. As professionals, we want to make sure that we're providing ourselves the ability to be vigilant. So we're looking for those signs and symptoms, and more importantly, how we can support our workforce during this stressful time. We're going to be looking at an opportunity to be thinking outside the box during this pandemic and seeing what alternative options are available for us to enhance our services to our workforce as well as our staff. We're going to go over your next gen EAP to get a full understanding of what's available to you and how it could best be utilized within your industry. And then finally, I would like to bring up some additional options available for you through E&I that can help you during this very stressful time. There are handouts available for you to utilize and disseminate to your staff. They're underneath the handouts tab located in the Go To Webinar component. If you do have any questions along the way that you would like to ask, there is another tab there where you can type it in, and I will address those as they go on throughout the webinar. Finally, it's just important to be conscious of any kind of background noise or maybe hold tones that might be available. So just make sure that your mics are on mute to minimize as much disruption as possible. So in 2019, 94% of the US employees reported experiencing work-related stress. Imagine what's happening now amid the coronavirus pandemic. This is upending daily routines and sparking so much uncertainty within our days. The corona pandemic has caused unprecedented changes for many industries between social distancing practices that we're encouraging, gatherings with over 10 people being banned, and staying at home or shelter in place orders for non-essential employees being issued. Many employees and their families are experiencing a very stressful situation. As a result of these challenging times, the impact of COVID-19 has instilled fear, anxiety, and caused strong emotions in adults as well as children. So, how we respond to the outbreak can depend on your background, the things that make you different from other people, and the community that you live in. Stress can elicit different behavioral changes according to the Center for Disease Control. During an infectious outbreak, common behavior changes can include fear and worry about your own health and the health of your loved ones, changes in sleep or eating patterns, difficulty sleeping or concentration, worsening of chronic health problems, increased use of alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs. With the uncertainty of timelines during the pandemic, we need to ensure that acute stress does not manifest into chronic and mental and emotional conditions. Remember that your next gen EAP has benefit components that can assist. For those suffering with a variety of concerns during this time, You can utilize free counseling sessions to speak with a mental health professional. Many providers today are enhancing their services to include telephonic and video-based sessions. Our unlimited access to the virtual concierge can assist with providing information and resources on keeping families healthy. Wellness resources and coaching will help prioritize their wellness goals and create an individualized wellness plan to minimize stress and anxiety. To answer one of the questions that came up already, will it be made available in a PDF? Yes, we will make the presentation available in a PDF. We also are recording it as well, so you have the option to disseminate this out to your staff if you choose to afterwards. So the pandemic is impacting households, communities, and businesses. We have essential employees that are providing goods and services with that looming thought over their head, will I contract COVID-19? Non-essential employees worry if their employees will be able to operate during this stressful time. The looming thought of job loss or being furloughed might be very present on their mind. It's important to remember that 1 in 3 households in the US have already had their income cut or stopped altogether. Now, it may not be your employees that are being affected by the pandemic in regards to their employment, but possibly it's your spouse, a domestic partner, your children, relatives. People are asked to voluntarily leave their positions as a result of this or involuntarily being laid off. Along with all of this, we have to focus on the fact that there's now family distress going on. The deal that deals with homeschooling, daycare, the well-being of our relatives, health concerns, healthcare concerns that are coming about, and then also acquiring household provisions. All of this is compounding upon the stress that we already have. There's legal and financial concerns that are coming up. As we know, the first of the month has just come around, and many people are concerned about whether or not they're going to be able to pay their rent. And this is not just for your employees, it's all family members near and far. This is significantly impacting our children and young adults. We have children that are having to leave school and leave their jobs as a result of them being closed down, and they're not earning an income right now. As a result, ENI is here to help as well. You have the option for legal and financial consultations to speak with a professional on how we can best assist you during these times, as well as any impact as far as health care in your health insurance. You have your health advocacy component built into your EAP to assist with those important questions on your coverage through this time. So as the number of cases of COVID-19 increase, so does the associated anxiety. For the general public, the mental health effect of COVID-19 is important to discuss as far as the physical health effects it has on us. There's already studies that show that 1 in 5 people already have a mental health condition, and 1 in 2 people are at risk of developing. So we need to take personal, professional, and policy measures now to address them. For the past several weeks, the Mental Health America organization has been using unique databases to monitor daily increases in anxiety. According to their data screening, they've experienced a 31% increase in screening for clinical anxiety since the 1st of February. This suggests that our screeners are not just worried well, instead they represent thousands of people whose lives and senses of well-being are being severely impacted by the concerns of this pandemic. So we want to make sure as professionals that we're providing the best opportunity to be vigilant of how our employees are dealing with with COVID-19. On the screen there, we have a multitude of different signs and symptoms that we want to be mindful of, whether your employees are still working day to day in the job location or whether they've been relocated at home and working there. Make sure that we're screening for any kind of unsafe conditions, maybe anxiety, difficulty concentrating, feeling that helplessness or hopelessness. the despair as a result of this pandemic. Um, you also want to be aware that you don't want to be hovering too much as a manager as a result of this pandemic. So different ways in which you can assist for managers and HR professionals is to show that empathy and be more available to your staff. Make sure that you're connecting with them as much as possible in order for them to have an outlet as far as their needs and concerns. It's important to stay connected with communication and meeting tools. Now, the impact of COVID-19 has shown a great increase in the usage of online-based meeting spaces and components. So try and find one that you feel most comfortable with and utilizing that for your staff. Recognize the impact of isolation and loneliness. Again, people are stuck within their households and it feels like maybe they're experiencing some form of cabin fever. So allowing the ability to know that even from working remotely, the impact of the isolation and loneliness that can come about is significant for us as professionals. We want to encourage the use of online trainings as well, whether it be just understanding the current pandemic or an opportunity now for your employees to grow in their skill sets. A great tool to utilize would be online trainings. Lastly, we've talked about this a little bit, but utilize your next-gen EAP resources and benefits, and then any kind of services that might be available through your health plans as well. Remember that flexibility and understanding is going to go a long way during this time. And you need to refine your expectation and guidelines. Have the open discussion as to what you expect from your employees and what they should expect from you as during this time frame. So many employers have shifted their day-to-day operations as a result of this pandemic. The utilization of web-based platforms for virtual meetings has increased significantly across all industries. Employers are reaching out to E&I requesting options to expand their services being provided by mental health professionals. One thing that you might want to consider is group counseling through a web-based access program. E&I assists you and your employees to proactively cope with critical issues that may affect your employees' morale and productivity. E&I's Critical Incident Stress Debriefings, or CISDs, coordinates closely with your organization, and our providers schedule the CISDs in an expedited manner to ensure that all of your employees receive the highest level of care. So with this, we've had many employers coming out to us asking to utilize CISDs more on a web-based component. So if this is something that you would like to utilize, we have more information and how you can get that a little bit further in the presentation. Now, your next-gen EAP Total Wellbeing has a multitude of components that are here and available for you as well as your employees. Remember that you have counseling, so there's in-person, telephonic, or video sessions that are available. Most of our providers are moving again to the telephonic and video-based sessions to provide the care from a distance. You have legal and financial consultations, so those are 30-minute consultations with those professionals in regards to those financial concerns, those legal concerns. Virtual concierge, unlimited access to submitting requests for information. So if it's related to COVID-19, maybe any kind of additional care or services needed for yourself or family, a great avenue to approach with that. With the wellness component, access to a wellness coach and a multitude of different resources. Remember, it's all about reaching beyond just our physical well-being, but also getting that mental and spiritual guidance as well if necessary. Health advocacy assists in managing and resolving health insurance issues. We have licensed professionals that can assist with that. All of those questions in regards to your health insurance. And then finally, your e-caregivers component. With this, it's helping you find and manage private pay home healthcare services. Right now, this is being offered to individuals located within the East Coast, but utilizing your virtual concierge service, if there is somebody that resides outside of the East Coast, we can assist with also finding the care necessary for those individuals who need the assistance. So E&I is going above and beyond to try and help you in this time. So we want to make sure that you understand that we do have resource guides that are available for you. They are on a topic of interest or of any importance that you feel to your industry. Some of the ones that we've had in the past were based on natural disaster, general health concerns, and even the most recent one, we do have a resource guide relating to COVID-19, which is a part of your handouts here today. We do offer blog topics as well on topics of interest. They're available at blog.eniweb.com/blog. Some of the recent topics that we have posted about was self-care while social distancing, be your most productive self while working from home, and creatively connecting remotely with your employees. You also have access to the corporate training department. The E&I department offers innovative and challenging trainings on a variety of workplace issues conducted via WebEx or web-based components, and then later on have the ability to move to in-person. Trainings offer insight, skills, tools for professionals, managerial and organizational improvements and development. You also have the option for customizable trainings as well as an option. For supervisory consultations, your supervisors may call the EAP to have an objective consult with a benefit information specialist or mental health counselor regarding a troubled employee or unique workplace situations and how best to handle those situations. Finally, E&I is proud to offer and announce that we're offering the telehealth services through our partner MeMD. Adding telehealth to your EAP package will allow your employees and their eligible family members to reach a medical provider via phone, app, or webcam when accessing a regular doctor is not available. If you would like additional information on this offering, you're more than welcome to contact the customer relations manager, or you can call the 1-800-364-4748 phone number. All right. So at this time, does anybody have any questions that they in regards to how the EAP program can assist them as well as their employees? So the question that we had is, yes, the PDF of this will be available today for you to disseminate out. So how is the E&I staff handling the volume increase? So we still have our entire staff available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. So there is going to be that live responsive agent for individuals calling in as far as providing any of the services as far as your EAP. For access utilizing the corporate training component, within your handouts, there is a component that says contact us. What you would want to do is look at my information there. I have my email address as well as a phone number. More than welcome to email me anytime, and we can discuss sending out the training catalog that we offer here, as well as any customizable trainings that you're looking for. So for access to all of these components, as far as the resources, virtual concierge, your blog, the training department, you're more than welcome to call the 1-800-364-4748 number. If you wanted additional resources as far as regarding any of these components, you are more than welcome to email hello@eniweb.com, or you can access the nextgeneap.com web portal, log in, and then have submit requests from there if you needed to. So Maureen, to answer your question as far as adding telemedicine right now, what you would want to do is contact your account manager, and then they'll discuss further options as far as pricing for the MeMD option. Right now, we're in the process of developing some more employee-based webinars. So as those start coming out, keep an eye on your email. There will be a survey going out after this, in which we would love to know maybe more topics of interest that you would be interested in hearing on. So you're more than welcome to let us know what you think your employees would love to hear about in regards to this information and how it could be helpful to them, and then we can get that out to them. The presentation will come to you as far as a PDF. It'll be available through email, and then the recording as well will be sent out utilizing that as well. To utilize the blog, you would want to go to the www.eniweb.com. At the top, there's the options that says blog, and then you'll have access to all of the content from there. Not a problem, Maureen. So as far as the cost for telemedicine add-ons, as far as your services, you would want to speak to your account manager. They would provide you more in-depth information about the cost and how the add-on is going to be a benefit to your staff. All right. I think we've slowed down a little bit as far as any questions. So if you do again have any additional questions that you would like to ask, you can call the 1-800 number located on your screen, email the hello@eniweb.com, or you have access to the www.nextgeneap.com to assist with your questions. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Joseph Baez, and I'm Director of Corporate Training. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk soon.